Welcome into the second carrier update of the morning presented by Uptake. Donnie, going to look at the NTI here to start. And I mean, that daily does not look great, especially when you think we're headed into a long weekend.
You know, it seems like every time carriers push back and get a run up on the rates just a little bit, that the next day shippers are pushing back even stronger because of what carriers did and pushing them right back down the hill.
Yep.
And that shows kind of what kind of market we're in right now. Who's in control? Are carriers in control of the market? Definitely not.
Yep.
Are shippers in control of the market? Well, not 100%. But, you know, and that's where we'll get to something here in just a second, your PPI. But, you know, it's right there at a kind of a just below a coin flip on the shipper side to where they're able to push these rates down. And every time the carriers try to fight back, they're like, no, we're going to put you right back down here. And that's what we see here in our NTI. We get down towards near the end of the month and rates normally pick back up during the end of the month. And we see that a little bit. You see it in your average here in the yellow. And then they get pushed right back down. And so something that we're going to have to get used to for right now, it's just another signal that how the markets are changing right now over towards carriers having a little bit more stronger control than what the shippers having a little bit stronger control than what the carriers do right now.
Yeah, I mean, in August, you typically see rates kind of dip, but then they come back at the end of the month. And really, if you looked August 1st versus the 31st, they're typically right around the same. And in the month, we saw about a 13-cent decline. And it's pretty dramatic when you think about where rates have come already. To see another 13-cent decline here in August is pretty significant.
And given, you know, spot market, it's always tough. August and end of July, August and September are always kind of some tough months. Let's pop in here to the next chart. This is what I was talking about. This is our PPI here. And we see it's down to 40 here. So 50 is a coin flip.
Yep.
And if it was above 50, that means carriers are kind of have the upper hand on negotiating strength. Below 50, shippers have the negotiating strength. And we see that we're at a 40 here. We've been kind of holding at 40 through August. And it kind of gives a real indication of what's going on right now, to where when carriers get a good run the end of the month or a holiday or a break check week, they can push it back up. But carriers or shippers right now are easily pushing those rates right back down.
Yeah, and this is something me and Michael write it every week. It's one of those, we have this discussion of like, what is going on in the market? Who has that power? And really it's like, well, what are rates doing? And that really tells you. And what are rejections doing? Because that gives you what carriers' insights to how rates are reacting. And everything's been trending down, and it's still close enough that a couple good weeks flips this thing back up to 50. But the way the market's trending doesn't seem like it's going that way.
Do you foresee anything coming up?
No.
In the near month?
No, absolutely not. So
awesome. Same idea.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this update, Donnie. We'll be sure to check in with you again a little later. Right now, we'll toss it back over to Kaylee and Anthony.